Red Wings and Maple Leafs in action tonight. Red Wings have been heating up. They're on a 2-game winning streak. They have won 6 of their last 7 games. Playing very well here in January after a very, very good December. As a matter of fact, the Red Wings, since December 1st, they have the best points percentage in the Eastern Conference. They've been that good. Just that turnaround that they made after a little bit of a rough November, mostly the second half of November. Pretty rough for this team. But, of course, a big reason behind that is John Gibson and this guy's season turnaround, which, of course, happened at that same time, right there at the beginning of December. He started to turn his season around, and the Red Wings have been phenomenal since then. As a matter of fact, the Red Wings have only lost 2 games with John Gibson in net since that time. They've won, 15-2? Record for the Red Wings with John Gibson in net since the start of December. Got a couple shutouts in there. He's lowered his goals against average to 2.74. He's got his save percentage up to .902. Red Wings as a team in that stretch as well have the second best save percentage in the Eastern Conference. Of course, in a large part due to Gibson and Cam Talbot. He has had his moments in that time there as well. So John Gibson, he's been terrific. He is in net tonight for the Red Wings against the Toronto Maple Leafs, who are coming in, losing their last game, 6-3 to the Wild. They've also lost 3 of their last 4, one of those in overtime. So technically they've gone 1-2-1 in their last 4 games. Before that, they did go on a 4-game winning streak, beating the Panthers, Flyers, Canucks, and even an overtime win against the Colorado Avalanche. These 2 teams last met on December 28th. It was a overtime win for the Red Wings. That fun one with Edvinsson getting that overtime winner. But yeah, the Toronto Maple Leafs just kind of jammed right in the middle of that very close Atlantic Division. So the Red Wings, of course, separating themselves as one of the top teams. Tampa playing since the last time the Red Wings have been on the ice. They're in front, 66 points. Red Wings with 64. Montreal with 63. And then the last 5 teams of the Atlantic Division all separated by just 6 points. You got the Sabres with 59. They've been red hot in that same stretch that the Red Wings have been hot for. Bruins with 58. The Maple Leafs with 56. And then the Panthers and Senators with just 53 points apiece. Currently, in the wild card standings for the Eastern Conference, the Maple Leafs just outside the picture. They're 2 points out behind Boston for that final wild card spot. But they're still right in there. And with these 2 teams this season, of course, I mentioned the Red Wings winning that last matchup. These 2 teams also played a back-to-back, a home-and-home with each other right at the beginning of the season. So the Red Wings, of course, they lost their season opener, tough one, to Montreal. And then the Red Wings responded big, back-to-back wins, both in regulation. Against Toronto, they won 6-3 that first matchup. And then in their joint in Toronto, which is where this game is going to be played tonight, Red Wings getting a 3-2 win. So the Red Wings, they are 3-0 against the Toronto Maple Leafs this season, which is huge, especially with a division that is as close as this one. To be able to handle one of your division opponents in a manner like that, that's big. Got to get all the division wins you can get. As a matter of fact, this is actually the last time these 2 teams will see each other this season. This is the 4th and final matchup already still with a couple months to go in the regular season. Of course, the big Olympic break coming up for a couple weeks in February, but regardless, barring a playoff matchup between these two teams, this is it. This is the last time we're going to be seeing the likes of Austin Matthews, William Nylander, John Tavares, guys like that. But hey, the Red Wings, let's see if they can get the season sweep. 4-0. How good would that feel? Getting 4-0, not only against this division opponent, but against the original six opponent. That would that'd definitely be awesome. Now, of course, I lied. Looking at the injury report, there will be no William Nylander. He's got that groin injury. Surprised they actually listed it as a groin injury. Usually they do the whole upper body injury, lower body injury thing. He hasn't played for about a week. Last game was January 15th against Vegas. So, hey, a little bit of a boost for the Red Wings. Toronto losing one of the best goal scorers for the last couple of games. Red Wings on the road this season, 12-8-3. Toronto at home at 16-6-5. But as I mentioned, John Gibson is in net for Toronto. It's Joseph Woll. That is Woll. I mean, still a pretty appropriate goaltender name if we're being honest. 290 goals against average, 910 save percentage. Of course, playing his whole career with Toronto. 41 games last season. 20 games so far this season for the Red Wings. Got to get it straight. Got to get my hockey straight. So the Red Wings and Maple Leafs. Puck drop this evening is at 7 o'clock. And we'll have the live coverage for you on our sister station, WKHM, Jackson's News Talk 970 AM and 101.5 FM.
If you missed today's installment of On the Docket, podcast it at foxsports1019.com or wherever you get your podcasts. Be sure to tune in live weekdays at noon on Jackson's Fox Sports 101.9 FM.